everybody, and welcome back to our podcast. It is your hosts, Steffi.
And Julie, huh?
And together we're Derps and Burps. And you listen to our podcast episode 74, which is advice we wish we got in our 20s. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting episode, maybe a little bit of a deeper one. As per usual, if you don't know how our podcast is kind of built, we first start out with the news, listener of the day, of the week, sorry. And then we're going to start talking about the whole topic that we chose for today. So if you're not interested in what's new in our life, there's a little cat up there that is probably going to throw all my plushies in a second. Sorry. If you're not interested in the news, you can skip forward around like roughly half of the episode. Probably that's usually how long we talk about what's going on in our lives. And if not, then you're welcome to listen to all the bullshit that we talk about. Exactly. So yeah, there's a lot to catch up to. Last week was insane.
Eventful.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening. For the people, just a quick reminder at the beginning of the episode, guys, if you're not subscribed yet, if you didn't rate our podcast yet, if you don't know that our podcast also exists on other platforms and other formats, we have it as a video version that you can watch on Spotify and YouTube, obviously. Spotify, if you don't know, we only found out about that a few months ago, that you can actually upload the video version as well. So if you're on desktop, you don't even have to open your browser and go on YouTube and search. You can just double click our episode on Spotify and have the video playing as well. It works also on your normal phone devices. So yeah, and we're still trying to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube so we can finally start monetizing. So if you're listening to this, maybe if you only listen on Spotify, we would still appreciate if you would subscribe us on YouTube as well, so we can start making money with this podcast. That was it, guys. Sorry for the long ads. I will let you alone with those as soon as we reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So you better click that. So yeah, Steffi, what's new? How was this week for you? Tell me.
What's new? I spontaneously decided to drive home with my cousin because it was a holiday as well on Thursday last week, right? So he said he's going to drive home, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go with you. I just really need this. So I drove home with him on Thursday in the afternoon, visited my family, and just had like a very refreshing and relaxing, very needed vacation, you could say so, because it really was one for me. I just needed it for my mental health and my physical health. Obviously, everything, like, it was a bit spontaneous. So also Julia was celebrating her birthday on this like exact week where I was there. So I was like, okay, yes, I'm coming because I'm feeling good enough to come over. And it was that was on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a very nice get together. I don't want to say too much because you probably will talk about it as well, but I really enjoyed it. Everyone is very nice. I finally got to meet I call it die Hunderunde.
Die Hunderunde, yeah. Actually, that's a very good description. the dog moms, basically.
Yeah, the dog moms. That's how I explained it to my mom, who I got to meet. And it was very nice. Everyone is so lovely. I was really feeling well there. And Verena and me, dogless, right? We were there as well, had a lot of fun, even though we didn't bring a dog yet. So it was very nice, really enjoyed that. Then on Saturday, I was basically just chilling most of the time. I watched Julia's 10-year anniversary on Twitch stream plus your birthday stream, right? I hopped in and out every now and then. And I was right on time when you started to watch the video because I drove to my dad after we had lunch at home, and then it was it was perfect timing. I arrived there, and you were like, okay, let's start to watch the video, and I was like, yes, yeah, I didn't miss it. So that was nice. I saw that live as well, the reaction. And I spontaneously dyed my hair pink. Like, I don't know if you can see this, guys, but my mom dyed my tips pink.
I'm gonna be honest, on the video, it looks like it's orange. It looks like it's the same color as your shirt.
It does, yeah, but the shirt looks a bit pinky as well.
I know, for me, it looks...
This is more orange. Brown than it is.
Brown, orangey, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a terracotta, if you
It
want.
is kind of the same color, yes.
Yeah.
It looks like the same color.
In real life, it looks
So,
more pinkish.
I really like it. I didn't do much. We basically just dyed the tips, and I felt refreshed because I don't have the dried out what once was gray was then piss yellow, and now it's a color. It's an addition to my hair for now.
Is it one that
Beside
washes
that,
out, by the way? Or is it like a
probably because the colors never last very long.
semi-permanent
And they
color?
get pretty pastelly, and
Mhm.
then you either just refresh it or you let it as you want. But I kind of want to keep this way of like dyeing my hair so I do not harm my scalp or anything, and I still have something like something in my hair, so I just keep my tips dyed. I think
Mhm.
that's the
Cute.
plan. And yeah, then on Saturday, what else? I had my bioresonance therapy, which was very nice as well.
Oh
I
yeah,
want
how
to
was
like
it?
it was very nice. It was very helpful. My whole left half of my body is weaker than my right one. So what you basically do with bioresonance, I'm just giving a short explanation. You can read into it, guys, if you're more interested in this. It's basically reading the frequencies and calculating the frequencies you have from your organs, from your blood, everything that is in your body, and it can see imbalances within your body, like where you're weaker, whether if it's your immune system, whatever it is. And then you can balance that out with sending frequencies into your body. That's basically what it is. And that's what I did, and it helped. And she's also doing a lot of like uh healing work, if you want to say so. And it was so crazy. I was just lying there, relaxing, right? And she was pressuring the points on your head, for example. And she was just holding on my top of my head. And I wasn't even thinking of something in specific that was bugging me or is mentally bugging me. And all of a sudden my tears started to run down my face. It was
Mhm.
crazy. And I was like, okay, what was happening? Apparently, I don't know what she did, but something just healed, you know what I mean? Or
Got released
cleansed.
or something? Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. So I was like, okay, I didn't even think of something in specific in that moment, but it
Mm.
just happened. So it was very refreshing and helpful.
Mhm.
We were talking about the human design as well.
Mhm.
I gifted Julia a book about her horoscope birth chart to like so she can read through a few things to understand yourself better. Everyone can do that. You can get a digital version of that or a book version of that. And then in addition, I asked my sister to get more or go deeper into this for Julia, which is in progress right now. So she gets a more detailed human design description of herself, which is very nice.
Oh, thank you.
And I talked about that with my bioresonance woman as well
Mhm.
because she looks into this as well. So it's always interesting to see what kind of person you are, to just remember yourself, what your traits are, and why you do certain things certain ways, etc.
Mm.
So it's kind of a mixture of trying to balance your body again and a therapy session.
Mhm.
That's basically what it is. And yesterday I got the most painful massage in my life, but it helped, and it's fucking crazy. I have bruises from it because she's opening the blood flow and everything with it as well. And
Mhm.
then she said from gaming and everything, I have like this round back already, and I have to be very careful
Mhm.
with this. And what you usually get with normal massages, it's they massage your back, right? And then she went down to my legs and said, but actually it starts at the what's Achilles in English?
Achilles?
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever it's
Your
called. I have
heel?
no clue how you
The
your heel.
heel?
So and it starts there, and then she pushes down, and I was like, oh god, and the whole pain was just rushing through my body from my right leg up to my back. It's insane. Like obviously everything's connected, right? Every muscle,
Mm.
everything. So she was massaging me in a. She wasn't doing the hardest way, but so that it was helpful actually.
Mhm.
And when you open your veins for the blood flow, you basically just push inside here where the vein is and on top, and she's holding that for I don't know how many seconds, and you feel like you're almost dying. It's like
Mm.
it's a pain that's very different to everything else you know
Mm-hmm.
from a pain, but it helps. Like you can feel okay, your blood can like flow better again. So
Okay.
a tough massage, but a very helpful one. You feel better after this one. Beside that, what else? We wanted to talk about Hellblade, right? Because they announced it, I think yesterday, that the game's finally coming out in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Which they announced 2 years ago, 4 years ago, that the game's coming out in 2020. Then they said it's coming out in 2022. Now they say it's coming out in 2024. Let's see if they keep their word. I doubt it.
Because you've been waiting
So
for this game for a long time, right?
very long, yeah, 5 years. I've
Yeah.
been waiting for this game for 5 years, and I really finally want to fucking play it. But they've been like trying so many things, and then kind of dipped into Unreal Engine 5 methods and everything, and they used that for the game. And I think that happened within the process. So I don't know, they've been changing so much all the time, like on and off. So I just hope the game is finished next year.
Yeah.
And beside that, I'm just thinking about outdoor streams because I don't want to sit in front of my PC for too much. I don't really have a game I'm super fond of at the moment, although I kind of want to play Valorant with Julia because she got me hooked again. So I want to do that for the funs. But beside that, I'm currently thinking in my head or trying to sort my head when it comes to content creation on Twitch because I just want to do a few more things in the summer because it's convenient with beautiful weather and everything, right? So
Mm.
let's see. That's in my head. I haven't like written down anything or made any plans about that. That was just yesterday and today I was thinking about that.
Mm.
So yeah. What about you, birthday queen?
What about the leak changes? Didn't you want to talk about the leak
Oh, the leak
changes?
changes. You want to hear that? Okay.
Yeah,
So
of course I
basically,
want to. Excuse me, I didn't.
I
I
mean,
didn't read it, so you need to be my patch queen
patch
that
lady,
explains me everything
to
that's
be
new.
fair, Julia, we will never reach that level anyways. That's why I'm not really interested in
Listen,
it. But guys,
don't put out negative manifestation in the
yeah,
universe and say that we will never reach that
true.
rank. I do not agree with what Steffi just
Okay,
said.
okay. Julia doesn't agree, guys. But basically, what they introduced, and I think it has been in League of Legends Wild Rift already, which is the mobile version of the game, and they implement that into the PC game now. And it is a new rank. The rank is between Platinum and Diamond. I think Platinum and
No, it's
Diamond. Yeah,
between
Diamond and Master. You sure?
Master. If
You
it's
know
the
more
same,
about this than I.
is it Ascendant? It's the green
No,
one, right?
it's the green one.
If
Yes.
it's the same as in Valorant, because in Valorant we have an additional
Mhm.
rank as well,
Mhm.
which is the green one that they implemented, and that is
Mhm.
between Diamond and what is it called? The red one.
Fuck.
It's called
Radiant?
Radiant. No,
No.
Radiant is the
Radiant?
highest rank. God damn it. Let me see. I do the googling. Valorant ranks. There we go. It is Immortal. Oh yeah, true. So it is
Immortal.
between Diamond and Immortal. They put like 3 new ranks in, which are also green, and they're called Ascendant. So
Okay.
I would guess, I don't know, because we have the same order, like Iron, Bronze, Silver, Gold, Plat,
Yeah.
Diamond, then Ascendant, then Immortal, then Radiant. So I would guess that it's similar in League. I don't know.
Mhm. I'm just reading right now the first change, guys. There's another change, which is promotion series from best of 5 go to best of 3.
Mhm.
That's what's happening as well. And with I'm trying to find the patch
Yeah,
notes. I
you're
think
right.
you have the
You're right,
same.
though. No. Never mind. It's not in there yet. Never mind. Sorry.
Nah. I'm trying to find it because I have the patch notes page open right now. Removing visible rank influence in matchmaking. We still believe this was the right move for returning players. but have heard you on the pain of more Smurfs in your games. We knowingly made the trade-off of more Smurfs, blah blah blah. That's a Smurf thingy. Where is it with the emerald? Because I have read through all of this here. In order to mitigate this, we're adding a new rank, Emerald, which you may recognize from League of Legends Wild Rift. Emerald rank will live between Diamond and Platinum.
Between diamond and plat.
And
Okay, okay.
Platinum. So it is between Plat and Diamond, not between
Okay.
Diamond
So
and Masters.
it's just, for me, it's just weird that they take something that is in a different game as well, and you just squeeze it in somewhere else. Because I mean, I get it; it has a different name, right?
Look at this Wild Rift.
Yeah,
chart.
I have
What
it
does
open. I
say?
have it open already. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
as well. It's Platinum, Emerald, Diamond,
Okay.
Master, Grandmaster, Challenger.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't understand why they would do it. It's the same with like, let's say Plat 1, 2, 3, that they reverse it in Valorant. Like, why wouldn't you keep the same, at least if it's not the same system, right? But at least the same order, that you say like Plat 3 is higher than Plat 1, but in League it's like switched,
It's switched.
So it's like I don't understand why you would not keep the same order, at least to not confuse people. But
I think they did that because the games are completely independent. Like, some people play Valorant but never have heard anything of League. For us, it is confusing as hell because we play both. So it's like, what the fuck are you doing? I have no clue.
yeah,
But it is super confusing, and especially with Alarm.
they're coming for you.
Yeah, especially with back in the days, it has been there was 5 ranks within a tier, right? Silver 5 to Silver 1. Now it's Silver 4 to Silver 1, for example. In Valorant, you have 3 to 1. So it's like everything is just, I don't know. Maybe they just felt creative for Valorant and wanted to change something.
I mean, I guess, to be honest, I think like obviously like it's complete different teams working on both games, right? But they still have some crossovers. So I'm guessing that they tried a different approach of ranked in Valorant to see if they can take stuff from that new approach to implement into League. I would guess, because that is like a clean slate. There's a fresh start when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Maybe it's that. We will never know because it's Riot. They just do what they want, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, makes us excited for fall, right?
Yeah, we can grind to Emerald this time, finally.
Of course.
A new rank.
Of
It's very
course,
refreshing.
Emerald.
It's amazing.
It's not like I ever made it to Plat or anything, but we're gonna make
Of
it to
course.
Emerald.
Hello?
Yeah, we did.
Plat is League. Plat's stable Plat every year.
But that also is gonna shift the rank, so we're probably gonna get further up because like the good people gonna move up, So there's this is the year, Steffi. This is our year.
This
where
is
we're gonna
our
make
year
it
in
to
League.
Forget our goal of reaching gold. We're gonna make it to Plat this year.
And then Emerald.
And then Emerald.
And what's also weird is, you remember back in the days, the Victoria skin. The Victoria skin in League was the shit. Like, they teased it. They didn't even like show you the whole skin in the beginning. I remember when Victoria's Morgana came out, because that was when I started playing. There was half of her face shown on a just dark background and nothing else. And they teased everything in such an epic way. And now it's like, I read the patch notes. The first thing you read is, Anivia gonna be the Victoria skin of this year. And I was like, what? Why are you announcing this already? Like, I'm not even hyped for it anymore now. You know what I mean? It was
also, who is playing Anivia? Nobody's playing this stupid bird.
It's like, why? Why are you giving her?
Anivia, but
she's fucking annoying. But anyways, it's like, I was always trying to grind until, I don't know, it was until September, where they announced or started to tease the Victoria skin, and you were super hyped for it because you didn't know what to expect. And then you were like, oh yes, I'm gonna grind to gold so I get the Victoria skin and everything's gonna be super epic. And then the reveal is here, and whether you're disappointed of the skin or not, but still, it was like the build-up was more was cooler than now. Now it's like, Anivia Victoria skin this year, have fun. It's like, I don't
Exactly.
know. I don't know. Yeah. That's basically it, I think. And TFT new season is coming soon, I've seen. No clue, didn't look into it. It's on the PBE already. No fucking clue what they do for next season.
Mm,
So yeah, that's my
nice.
news.
So first we grind Valorant, and then when we're sick of Valorant, we
Yeah.
switch to League. Good plan,
And
Steffi.
then you come to Apex because it's fucking easy to grind there as
Oh
well.
yeah,
All right,
actually,
girl.
I could. Did you got any higher yet?
I didn't play no. I'm not top masters, but 24,000 is where you start with masters.
Mm-hmm.
24,000 LP league
Mm-hmm.
points, and I'm on 29, I think. So I grinded like 5k points,
Okay.
and then I
When are
didn't play
you?
because I
When are
left.
you Predator? At how many?
uh,
50.
this is quite a ride. So I can't even tell you which exact number because I have no fucking clue. But the top 750 people of Masters players
Hmm.
are a Predator.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
basically it.
Okay.
So
Okay. So the people that play
quite
the
quite some
most.
points.
So the people that play the most are Predator this season.
Exactly.
The people with
That's
no
how it
life and
works.
just sitting in a corner for
That's how it works.
no, for half an hour, they win.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's how it works.
Great job, Apex. But I'm happy for you that you
Dude,
made it to
I
Masters,
enjoy it
honestly.
still. People are so there's two sides. They're either super mad about it because like, oh, the system is so retarded, blah blah blah, or the people are like, yeah, I'm just gonna use it to my advantage, and I'm a red because I don't have to do shit. I'm like in the middle. I like fighting as well. Plus, you get points for that. If you actually hit top 3, you get rewarded for killing people. So you're like,
So
you're
stupid.
just having some fights,
Mhm.
and um the games are actually easier than in gold. Let me tell
Yeah,
you,
you said that.
it's insane.
You
Yeah.
said that, yeah.
So I enjoy it.
Nice. I'm happy you have a good time.
Thank you. Back to
Oh man,
Valorant this week.
back to Valorant. Exactly. So yeah, updates from me. I think you're done with your stuff. Okay, so I'm fully addicted to Diablo.
And it's
So
working finally?
it is finally working. I got it running. I found some Reddit posts where it actually told me the exact settings. I had to have really specific settings. And
Okay.
in additional, there's some RAM leakage happening with Diablo that I didn't fix yet. So I also cleared out my cache, which was full of 16 gigabyte of stuff. Don't ask me why. But yeah, I cleared my cache. I changed some settings, and now I can finally play it. I'm
Nice.
almost done with the story now. So I think tomorrow potentially I can finish, depending when I'm gonna play this week. We're gonna have to chat with Steffi when she wants to play Valorant with me this week. So I'm gonna play Valorant and I'm gonna play Diablo this week. But yeah, I have 1.5 hours left, roughly, maybe 2. Of the story. I'm about to go to hell and kill Lilith. Is what I'm gonna do. Potentially kill Lilith. I don't know if she dies at the end. I have not been spoiled yet. So yeah, but
cannot die.
Exactly. But I'm gonna go and meet Lilith this week.
Nice.
So yeah, then last week it was my birthday. I had a really good time. As Steffi already said, I celebrated a day early. Technically it was Nathan's birthday celebration and mine at once because Nathan had the 5th, I had on the 10th, and we celebrated on the 9th. We went together with the dog club, and Steffi and Verena joined as well. We met
the barking moms.
The barking
That's a good
moms
one as well.
Also a good one. Yeah. We call ourselves the anti-social dog moms. Is what we call ourselves. Because we're just social with each other and the dogs. No, but yeah, we got some Yausa. So we got some cold cuts from like a farm that produced their own meat and stuff from a friend of us. We picked it up and then we celebrated at the farm of Sabrina. Steffi was spontaneously in Carinthia, so she came by and I was super happy because I could introduce her the first time to like the whole group of people. And I'm happy that you felt home, even though it was a lot of dog talk. But yeah,
I'm fine with that. I prefer that over kid talk. Not gonna lie. This is like
It's the millennial way of kid talk. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? We don't
It
have
is. It is.
children. We have dogs. That's how it works.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a really nice day. We had food. We had a few drinks. We had a bunch of dogs running around. Good conversations. We had a nice fire. By the way, I washed my hair for the second time. And
And
it
you
still
smell it?
smells like fire
Really?
because I was so close to a fire, I think.
Yeah.
And like my clothes as well. Like when I came home, I was like, I
You're
smell like
smoked.
I burned.
Yeah.
I was burned alive. So yeah, that was on Friday, and then Saturday I had the extra birthday and anniversary stream, which was really, really nice. I think I streamed for 11 hours or something. I got flower bouquets from the community, and I got one from Nathan. From Steffi, as I already said, for my birthday, I got the horoscope, like the birth chart kind of thing. I think Steffi and me actually made those birth charts years ago online together for the first time on the phone. You remember? You and Max were at my place, and we were actually like Googling and checking our birth charts for the first time. I don't know if you remember then.
Yes.
We went like on a
vaguely.
website on my laptop, and then I sent it to you
Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah,
Telegram and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
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 So I'm interested in that kind of stuff for a long time already, but I never really got like the actual thing printed out, and like I just read through like a short version of what Steffi got me years ago on a website, right? So now I have like the full thing. I'm halfway through the book already. It's really, really well made. I really enjoy it. I really like it.
Nice.
It was a really thoughtful and nice gift. I'm super interested in the human design. I don't really know how that works, so I'm already looking forward to learning more. And then yeah, in anniversary stream, I basically played the whole day with the community. We played everything. We played League of Legends. We played Counter-Strike. We played Valorant. We played Among Us. And yeah, and I drew a little bit for the community. We did balloon animals. We did what else did we do? I had to eat a lot of sour candy, and I had to eat sour candy in combination with hot sauce. I thought I'm gonna die, but I somehow survived this. Got a bunch of subs, got a bunch of donations, saw so many people, like people that haven't been here for years just came by and said hi and wished me a happy anniversary and birthday. So I don't know, it was just such a wholesome moment because there were so many people showing up, and obviously the video. So I asked an old friend that has like kind of video production team going, if he could make a video for me, which I paid for, so I made it for myself kind of, but I didn't
I didn't see
it for myself. Yeah, I didn't see it before, and I actually asked Steffi to be like the creative director, in the sense of that she like looks through the video before I see it and gives feedback if something needs to be changed or not.
Can I throw in something here?
Yeah, sure, of course.
I talked to Bas as well. Next time, if we ever gonna do that again, I want to be part of this from the start.
Okay.
Just to have the process easier, because it was like last week, and he was sending me the video, right?
Yeah.
And I was looking through it, and I said, yeah, that, and I would throw in this here and this here, just to have the variety of the games as well you played, because there was a lot of CS. And then I said, yeah, next time, just throw me in earlier with this. Like we should have communicated that better, Bas and I, with this. So yeah, that was the only thing I had to say.
But the video was amazing, regardless.
Yeah,
like it was.
He did a great job.
It was so well made, with like the storytelling and like the emotions you went through. Like I think it was very well built, and I was actually surprised with all the transitions. Like there were so many funny transitions from moment to moment, and then the end, like the talking. It was also a really nice like sprinkle in
Fade
there.
out.
Fade out, yeah. Like it was so basically they took a video of me when I think that was 2014, beginning of 2014. I made like a vlog, basically a video where I sit in front of my camera and I was like, I'm moving out, I'm moving in with my boyfriend. We have 500 subscribers or something like that. I don't know. I was talking like this, and it was so fitting. It was kind of really cute, and then underlaid with some clips. So it was like, first it was goofy, it was funny, it was emotional, It was very well put together. I had a good
Yeah.
time watching it. I really loved it. So we watched it with the community as well. Got really emotional. I think cry counter of the day was like 4 or something like that, so it wasn't as bad.
As the wedding.
Only cried 4 times, not the 7 times of the wedding, so it was kind of okay. So yeah, anniversary stream was great. Also was a lot of giveaways. A lot of the people won that we actually know.
Nice.
So Flavi won the Monster Fridge, Hile
Nice.
the console, and then we gave away like 6 mice, 3 mouse pads. Yeah, was a really, really, really nice round. I also finally got my new headset. In case
Which
you're
one is
wondering,
that?
that is the new version of the one that you have. So it's the G Pro Wireless V2. It is crazy. It sounds so good, Steffi. You need to hear music with that. It's so well. So it's basically an improved version of the headset that you have, because the headset that you have is now like 4 years old, I think, roughly, something like that.
Probably, yeah.
Really, really good headset, and they just completely remade it. It's for FPS games, chef's kiss, and for music, it sounds really good as well.
Cool.
I can hear steps super, super clear with this. It's actually I don't know what they did exactly, but yeah. And you can have the headset now in white as well. So I was like, I have the black one. So if I want to switch it up, I'm just gonna take a white headset because I want a pop of color in there. And also because I have like the white keyboard and stuff. So I was like, give me the white one. So. What was I saying? Anniversary, new headset, and then today my mom is coming by, so the whole week is gonna be a little bit stressful for me, because my mom is here and I want to spend time with her, but I also want to work, obviously. So I'm gonna see how I'm gonna balance that, and on which days I'm gonna stream and what times and stuff. Also, to the whole Diablo thing, I just want to point out Diablo/Blizzard are such fucking 5-hat people. They actually hired Megan Fox. By the way, she's playing a lot of video games as well. She plays a lot of COD, and she used to play Diablo in the past. So I love that they took a celebrity that actually plays the game as well. And she makes the advertisement for Diablo 5. And what they did, they have a thing called basically where you post when you die in Diablo, like in your hardcore thing. And then she makes a video response to you dying. So clearly they pre-recorded it, but they made like pre-recorded videos. For example, when who was the first one? It was Shroud. Exactly, when Shroud died, she was like, "Oh, Shroud, you got crushed there, huh?" Like it's an extra video of her making fun of the streamers that died in the game. And she also made some pre-recorded ones for each class, so the people that could submit their clips of their death would be like, "Oh, little rogue, that was pathetic," like stuff like that. It's really, really good. It's really, really well made.
You need to submit some as well.
Yeah, I didn't die yet. I didn't die yet in the game.
You gotta die on purpose then.
Yeah, I'm gonna see. I don't know. They don't have one pre-recorded for me anyway, but I'm gonna see. Once I die, I will do it. So yeah, 5-hat move from Blizzard. Love, 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 love it. And I think my favorite reaction to it was actually Asmongold. Because Asmongold was like, he was like raging around about the changes of Barbarians. It's a class in Diablo that they nerfed to the ground during the pre-release. He was raging about it. Then he saw that Megan Fox does the advertisement. He was like, "Okay, Blizzard, you know what? I do not give a fuck about the changes anymore. You gave us what we wanted. You gave us Megan Fox. You're fine. You can change whatever you want." So something along those lines. So that made me happy. Then this week I'm actually starting with a new workout plan. So I have not, since Japan, I have just worked out like normally in the gym, and now it's getting a little bit too hot for me, and I don't want to go to a gym till like fall anymore. So I will start working out at home again, and I will do CrossFit again. So it's kind of how I did it last year as well. I did during summer, I did CrossFit, and then during winter I go in the gym to actually just lift some iron, you know what I mean? And so yeah, this week I started CrossFit again. So shorter workouts but more intense. And I start tracking my food again because I did a little unintentional bulk the last month since I'm back from Japan, and I just want to like, get a little bit
Yeah.
more shredded, because like I gained so much muscle. It's actually crazy. Because I didn't really track what I was eating, so I was eating in a surplus, right? Like I gained like 2 kilos since Japan, so it's not insane. But because of that, I could also put on a lot of muscle, so I got really, really strong in the last 2 months. So I'm not even mad about it. So now I'm like even more excited to shred those 2 kilos and then see what's like underneath, you know.
I touched Julia's thighs, guys, and they're fucking rock solid hard.
That was
It's
actually so funny.
insane.
That was actually it's actually so funny, because that happened to like 1 or 2 people already, because I have thick thighs. Like I'm a thick girl, you know what I mean? But the thing is, like they
a
look
rock girl, a thick rock girl.
they look like they're like soft, but then you touch
but
them
they're
and they're just like full solid muscle. So yeah, like Steffi was just like, oh, can I touch it? She's like, what the fuck? They're solid. I was like, yeah,
you can crush a melon soon.
oh,
I swear.
Listen, I can do that. I'm 100% sure I can crush a watermelon with my thighs. Like,
Can we?
Not even.
Okay, can we make a TikTok out of this?
Oh yeah, we can. Next time you're coming over, we're making the melon crushing video.
No shit. Yeah.
I'm up for it. Yeah, 100%.
I'm gonna crush my bones, and you're gonna crush the melon.
Okay, good. Let's do that. I will do it. We need you to like lie underneath and be like, crush the watermelon. I'm ready for the juice.
Yeah.
Something like that. Something really embarrassing. Let's do that. Yep.
We could do it.
Content plan made. So yeah, that is the updates from you. And for me, listener of the week, Steffi, who is it?
Yes, it's Azudimus, aka Tanya, a very lovely old school colleague of mine. And she says on episode 72, A Decade of Twitch, congratulations on your careers on Twitch. I'm in my 10 years in my job now, and I can relate to the weird feeling for another life when I started. At the same time, it's even weirder that already 10 years have passed. About a week ago, I signed up on Twitch to follow you both to give at least a bit of support. Thank you so much, Tanya.
I saw you in the chat already.
And whenever I'm on the PC, I run Twitch besides. I got to watch Steffi the other day. Sadly, I'm always working when your stream is running, Julia. Sad crying emoji. But I will eventually. Now, excuse me while I catch up on a few episodes I missed. Better recharging.
Thank you so much, Tanya. I think she was actually in my anniversary stream. I'm pretty sure I saw her. So thank you so much for creating a Twitch account as well, and thank you so much for being such an adamant listener to our podcast. We appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much. Also, lots of love from me.
Hold up, Korean here.
No, Korean is like this, right? We're boomers. We do this. Okay, there's like the boomer heart. There's the boomer heart, and then there's the Korean heart, right? That is not. We do it this way. It doesn't matter which way, right?
It's just this, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I do this. Because I can't do the... How do I do it? No, not this way. How do I do
No, it's like you the boomer heart.
Oh, this, right? This?
That's the other. That's the eagle heart as well. Like, but my finger is bending all the time, so I cannot get a good heart shape.
This?
Look at it. This is, I don't know, whatever. It's an abomination.
I don't know. I do. I'm just cute. I do the Korean hearts. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So you're gonna have to live with those. I can't give you the TikTok zoomer hearts. Can't. Yeah, boomers trying to do zoomer hearts, not working out. Anyway, guys, you made it this far into this episode. Now the action content is here for you. Advice we wish we got in our 20s. So Steffi and me made this pretty spontaneous, right? We made a list. So those is really on the top of our heads. Those are the things that we would have liked to have been told or would have had the knowledge of. Like, I think we have to kind of be a little bit more detailed about this, because I think maybe even if I would have had the knowledge because of my mindset, I would still not have implemented it in my life. Yeah. Or maybe I would have had part of that knowledge before, but maybe I had that knowledge before, but I just simply didn't want to live by it, if that makes sense. But yeah,
Definitely.
if I would have stuck to those kind of things, done those things, listened to myself or listened to those things, I'm sure my life would have progressed way faster, and would have made me the person I am today, in a faster way for sure. So yeah, how should we go about this? Should you're saying one, I'm saying one? Should we like bounce a little
Yep,
bit
that
back and
sounds
forth?
good.
Okay.
Yep.
I think the first one that I'm gonna go with, and which is really self-explaining and something that we talked about on this podcast before many times, is to not care about what other people think or say about you, because in the end, it doesn't really it doesn't matter. You know, like if you're doing something that you're enjoying or something that you stand by, or that is your opinion, or I don't know, if you it doesn't matter if it's like the way you dress, the way you do your makeup, hobbies that you have. Like for example, for me it was gaming. Like I was in a girls only school, and I was the only girl in my class that would play video games, and I would be made fun of playing video games. Funnily enough, I didn't really care about the video game part, because I was like, yeah, whatever, it's just a hobby, I like it, I don't care if you don't like it. But other things for me, it was lots about like looks or people that I like or hang out with and stuff. So I wish I would have really been more like I am right now. Like right now, I obviously, like if it's somebody that is close to me or important to me, I do care about their opinion, and I consider it if it's something that I want to change or whatever, or want to have a conversation about. But if it's about a random stranger to tell me it's stupid or embarrassing or ugly, or it gives me any feedback about something I do or like or love, I just don't give a fuck. And I think life is so much easier not caring about what people that are not important to you say, especially people on the internet. Like literally, could not care less. Beside, yeah.
Go on. Beside leak chat.
Beside of leak chat for Steffi, exactly. Actually, good point, Steffi. Good point for you. But yeah, I couldn't care less what Kevin64 on Twitch thinks about the T-shirt I'm wearing this day, or that I'm too old to be on the platform, or whatever it is. So don't care about what other people say. Would be my first one.
I totally agree with you. And as you said, we are the people we are because of what we went through, right? Especially in our 20s as well. It probably would have rushed things, as you said. I'm 100% sure we would have like just progressed faster if we knew these things. So I'm so with you on this, like with don't care what others say. Same. I never really took it like too seriously, or it was never really important to me what outstanding people thought of me, because people always stared at me in it sounds so weird, but when in summer, and especially when I was a child, people just made fun of me because I was so pale, right? And they were staring, so I was used to these things, and that kind of like got implemented into my whole mindset that I do not care about these things anymore. But obviously when your loved ones, you value their opinions a lot, and that's what like means a lot to you. But if I couldn't give a fuck if someone on the street just tells me I'm ugly, like who cares? I don't care what you say. But my first thing, I think the biggest thing for me, I wished I would have known in my 20s or would have practiced more, was saying no more often to things.
Very good
Because
point.
I'm a very loyal person, no matter if it's like my job, or it was especially in my job field. And I felt very guilty when I took days off, or no matter if it was my job at the street food market, because I knew we're only so many people and they always need me, but I also need my time, right? So, and that's something that's the biggest advice for myself. Just say no and don't feel guilty about it if you do so, because it's important for yourself and you need this for yourself as well.
And also the same, like the only thing I want to add to this maybe is what we already talked about it as well, is saying no and not having to feel like giving an explanation why you don't want to do things. Just to have clear boundaries and being like, hey, do you want to do this? And you just say no. Because the same with us, like we don't explain ourselves we don't say yes, I want to join, and then give you an explanation why. So why should we
Yeah.
say no and have to give you one as well? So very
Yeah.
very good point there, Steffi, as well. We can do maybe like since we're already very deep in, we can try to keep it as fast as we are right now.
Mhm.
You already said before to not rush stuff. You had that in the thing that you
Mhm.
already had.
Mhm.
Very very good point. I actually have that on my list as a second. The way I grew up, and I think many people can relate to that. Doesn't matter if it was in your teens, in your 20s, or even still now. And that is something like I'm trying to work on still right now, is to
Mhm.
not rush stuff and to live in the moment. Like I remember when I was a teenager, when I was like 14, I was like, oh, I want to be 16 so I can finally ride my bicycle, and I want to be 18 to
Mhm.
to be able to drive a car and drink alcohol, and then
Yeah.
I want to be in the mid of my 20s and get married and finish school and all of those kind of things. So
Mhm.
and again, it's something we already talked about, but this is like a nice compressed collection of
Yeah.
the advice that we gave in many different episodes. So I think this is actually a really good episode. So to not only just rush for those goals that you have ahead of you, like I want to get married, I want to get kids, I want to have that job, I want to have that dog, I want to be successful, whatever that is. If you look back at your best moments, you sometimes realize that you didn't really enjoy the moment itself because you were
Yep.
just so focused on the future and what you wanted to achieve in the future, right? So
Mm.
yeah, don't rush stuff. Live in a moment, and as fucking cheesy as it sounds, just trust the timing of the universe. Like
Mm.
in the end, if I think about all the things that I worried about, right? Um, am I gonna be able to make a living out of my job? Am I gonna get my A-level degree? Am I gonna find a job? Am I gonna do this and that? In the end, all the things I worried about in the past all worked out somehow
Mm.
for me,
Yeah.
right? So for me to worry about all of those kind of things and looking forward to that is kind of pointless, right? And I think almost
Yeah.
everybody can relate that all the things that you worried about in the past somehow fell into place anyway. And that's how we humans are designed. We are designed to make stuff work, right? No matter the
Mm.
circumstance. And we're good at that stuff. So worry about the stuff once you're in the moment. You have to worry about it,
Yeah.
and don't do it like months, years, weeks ahead, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And that goes very well, like the transition of my next one, because living in the moment together with, and that would be my next point, is be proud of what you have accomplished
Mm-hmm.
and see the results and accept your accomplishments. Because that
Yeah.
was a very, very tough thing for me as well, to accept what I have accomplished, what I have uh, reached, which goal I have reached.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously, as you said, and again, you have a goal, you reach that goal, and instead of celebrating this one and being proud of that you reached it, you already think of the next goal
Exactly.
because you're never
Exactly that.
satisfied.
Yeah.
And that's because you don't live in the moment.
Yeah.
So
Goes
this
hand
is
in
all
hand.
connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all connected. And that's also something I mostly try to live in the moment, or am living in the moment, when it comes to like worrying things. During the past few years, that changed a little bit as well because of mental stuff and things that were bothering me mentally, right? uh that's where you worry more then, and you have to try like to get out of the circle again. And what I have to do, especially with all the digital stuff we're doing, you don't have anything physical you can hold on to unless you get, I don't know, the plate from YouTube. You have reached 100,000 subscribers and stuff like that, right? But the little like little statues you give yourself, or awards you give yourself, those are just in your head, but you barely can touch anything because you don't have a finished product in your hand, like whatever it is what you make. So that was something that is still very hard for me. And it was insanely hard for me back then to see what I have like done, or that I
Achieved.
reached the goal and achieved something. Exactly. So what I started to do to kind of just trick my brain with it is, I visualized it for myself. No matter if it's, I don't know, how much money you want to have on a site, just for yourself, or you want to reach followers, or it doesn't matter what it is, if it's a materialistic thing or just a spiritual, mental thing, whatever you want to reach, just what helps me the most is visualizing it. Just so you see it somewhere, remind yourself, because we forget pretty fast about
Mm,
these things, and we
mm.
forget pretty fast how the road was and how hard it was to get there, because we already want to achieve the next goal and reach the next fucking goal that's 10 times more 10 times harder than the one we reached already. So uh, accept your victories and your losses and celebrate the accomplishments, and that's something very important. Like, I one of the tips that would have helped me a lot in my 20s.
That's a really good point, and that
uh,
actually connects to the next one of mine, which is go to therapy. It's actually
yeah,
something I learned in therapy as well.
yeah.
For example, what I do, you can do the same. Steffi says she does it visually. So what I have, for example, I have it on my on my shelf right next to me. I have vision
Mhm.
boards. So every
Mhm.
few years, I do a vision board, and I talked about it actually. I think I don't know, like 1 or 2 months ago with Laura. I think it was
Mhm.
because I showed her, look, I found my vision board from like 3 years ago, and
Mhm.
I sent her a picture, and she's like, you achieved 90% of what's on there. I had a picture of Japan, I had
Mhm.
a picture of a fit body on it, I had
Mhm.
food stuff and knives on it because I wanted to be successful with the cooking on stream that I'm doing.
Mhm.
um the Japan I did, the body I did. Then I had a lot of plants on it for
Mhm.
because I wanted a really green home, and now you go into my house and it's a little literal jungle. The only thing that was
Mhm.
on it was a wedding dress or something like that. I think that's the
Yeah,
only thing
okay.
that's missing or something. But exactly those kind of things. And so it doesn't matter. I make mine physically, like I cut out stuff out of magazines
Yeah.
and glue it and stuff. You can literally make it on Photoshop or on Canva if you don't have Photoshop, and
Yeah.
just create a vision board and then look back at that. Or maybe I do it through journaling, right? Like I write
Mhm.
every year when I start a new journal. At the beginning of the first page, I always write my goals and the things that I want to achieve, and then at the end of the
Yeah.
year, when I start the next one, I'm like, okay, what did I achieve from this? So yeah, but coming back to the therapy part, I think if you're, especially if you're somebody listening maybe now in your 20s, I think almost everybody, and if you're not one of those persons, you're a lucky one, but I think almost every person has their package that they carry. It doesn't matter if it's
Yeah.
some kind of trauma that they went through, if it's a family related through something that happened in your teens, something that happened in school, in a job, in a relationship, whatever it is. Like almost
Yeah.
all of us suffer from something. And I only started going to like a good therapist. Like I was in therapy early because of depression and stuff, but it was not a good
Mhm.
therapist that I've been to in the beginning. And I found a great therapist when I was 28 or 29. Um, and that changed absolutely everything. Hand in hand, she taught me about journaling. She taught
Yeah.
me about the 5 love languages that we made an episode about. So that all belongs into therapy for me. So once I resolved all the issues within myself and I started to actually like myself
Yeah.
for who I am without any restrictions or something like that. Like I realized who I am, and that everything that happened to me in the past doesn't have to define me. Um, that's when I really started living. And that's why I say it so often that there was this switch when, like in 2018, 2019, to when I turned 30, in this time, um, there's just so much that changed to me. And without therapy, it would
Mhm.
have never happened. And you don't need to necessarily go to therapy, but have somebody to talk about your issues and work through them,
Yeah.
or just read some books about it. So yeah, that is what I would add as well. Go to therapy, and yeah, the next one would be to go to the gym. Like physical and mental health go one on one, because first step for me was therapy, and then I was pretty fine and I could go less and less. Like I don't have to go every single week to therapy
Yeah.
anymore. For me, it's fine to catch up like every 2 months now, or even less, depending when I have the need to do that. And I also have good friends that I can talk with about my issues. But one of the main things that also helped me, which is also my therapist that recommended to me a long time ago, to just be physically active, right? And then, as you know, for 1.5 years now, I'm going to a gym, and that does so much for my mental health. I think I had, in the last 1.5 years, I had one depressive episode. And that was when we even talked on stream about it. Beside of that,
Yeah.
I was not depressed. And I used to be depressed at least like once a month for a couple of days, every day for my whole life. And so therapy and gym, do it.
Yep. That's my next point. Make sure you feel healthy mentally and physically. That was self-care. My thing is self-fucking-care. Because I do not I know this is one of my like most toxic traits. I just ignore signs until they can't be ignored anymore. And it's kind of like self-destructing sometimes. Apparently I need it, otherwise I wouldn't do it this way. So yeah, make sure you do something for your body and for your mind. This is something I had to learn now, especially now, more than probably in my 20s. But still, being just physically active and doing something for yourself, for your mind, for your just for to feel better. Self-care is so important, and I tend to not do it enough for myself. So that's what I had to learn the past 6 months. So in my 30s actually, but still, if you feel like you have kind of the same things, no matter how old you are, and if you're in your 20s, just move your body. It really helps.
Yeah, you only get one.
Forest walks. Yeah, most important real estate you have, guys.
True.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what Steffi says, like the thing is, your body is a temple, and the earlier you start taking care of it, the better the rest of your life is gonna be. You know, I started in my 30s. It doesn't matter if you're listening to this and you're in your 20s, do it now. If you're listening to this and you're 40, 50, it's never too late. Listen, I I don't know how true that is, but I saw in a video a neuroscientist talking about how important movement and sport, or just working out, is. And apparently, again, I don't have the source for this, but apparently there's a Harvard study that for every hour you work out, you live 3 hours longer. So
Don't
I
get
put
them all
that out
addicted
there.
now.
Yeah, I'm just putting that out there, guys. I'm gonna be 100 years old, just so you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, body moving, super important. Another thing that is really hard for people, no matter the age, I think, is dropping your mask. And that's also something that, for example, I read in the birth chart that you gave me, with like the sun sign, your ascendant, and your moon sign. That you have one that is kind of the mask, the personality you portray towards the outside, right?
Yeah.
And it is something that's super normal, and every person has. Like, everybody has their deep personality, who they really are, and you have your social mask. Like, you go outside.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter if it's your work personality, if it's your school personality, if it's the personality you use when you are with a certain group of people. And it's something that was pretty normal, or maybe is still pretty normal, that you're raised with, that when you're with certain people, you have to behave in certain ways, right?
The
And
revertigo.
Exactly.
Isn't it called How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah, exactly. Those kind of things. So my advice would be to not be afraid who you are, and don't be afraid to show your real opinions and emotions to people that are important to you.
Yeah.
I can just talk for myself, but when I was younger, as I already said, it was really important for me to be liked by other people. So I did a lot of people pleasing, and I agreed with things or opinions that were sometimes not my own opinions as well, just to fit in. And what I can say after being 33 years on this planet, that all the people that you keep in your life while showing a personality that isn't really yours, those people will never be your real valuable friends. I feel, at least. Like, I do not filter myself anymore. I don't agree to things that it's the same with Steffi with saying saying no more often, right?
Yeah.
Like, I only say what I think, and I do what I want, and I tell people, even if it's a good friend of mine and we're in a conversation and I'm like, yeah, okay, it's good that it works for you, but it's nothing for me, and I'm not afraid anymore to say that, because in my opinion, the people that will stay around with you and like you for being somebody that you actually aren't, like, what does that say?
Where's the
You know what I
point?
mean?
Yeah.
And if those people wouldn't like me for who I really am, why would I even want to be friends with those? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So that is my thought process now. For me, I don't try to impress certain people because I want to be friends with them. For me, it's like, I'm my own person, and if those people don't want to be friends with me because of the person I am, then I don't need them in my life, right?
Yeah.
That's the way that I changed. So for me, it's not about pleasing other people anymore, but having people in my life that enrich my life. Be around
Yeah.
positive people. We had the same talk about, like, the vampires, the people that empty your batteries, and the people that charge your batteries. It's the same
Yeah.
system, right? Like, sometimes you want to be around or please those vampires or something like that, and once you stop that, you might lose people in your life for a certain amount of time. Maybe not only friends, maybe also family was the case for me. But in the end, you then get people in your life that actually like you for who you are, and you don't have to put on a mask. You don't have to pretend to be somebody that you're not, and that makes life so much easier because you can just drop that mask. At some point, you don't even have to put it on anymore, and that is
Yeah.
something that is so relieving and makes life so much easier. And the earlier you do that in your life, the easier it is. But again, it is never too late to start doing that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Strong trait if you can do that, or if, like, that's again very interesting with the human design.
Mhm.
I am a fucking pleb when it comes to these things, but those, like, human design basically tells you why you are the way you are, right? To
Mhm.
understand why you do what you do. And I always, like, that's something that's very, very, like, I envy that. It's very admirable to me as well, because I don't do that with a lot of people. I'm very selective when it comes to these things. Like, I don't care what I say and stuff, right?
Mhm.
I'm very sarcastic, and I would tell some, like, how I talk to you, I talk in public, which could be very confusing sometimes because people don't know my jokes, right? So
Mhm.
obviously they can feel offended about it or feel weird when I say these things like duhua. That's something like yuho. That's
Your
something I
word.
just, Ben and I keep saying every single time, and whenever we're with new people, people are like, okay, what's going on? Why are they talking
Mm.
like this? So I stopped caring about these things because there's barely, and that sounds harsh, but there's barely people out there as well I'm very interested in. And if I'm interested in someone, in someone's personality, I start interacting with this person.
Mm.
So, um, but I still have my Leo mask on, my social mask, because deep down, who I really am, this is only for the selected people I choose to show,
Mm.
and everyone else just, yeah, I don't give a fuck about what I say. But the real things I
Mm.
feel, and, like, very deep things, I'm very, very selective with these things, like,
Okay.
when it
Yeah,
comes to that.
for me, I was just a full-on people pleaser when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was all about just making everybody around me feeling comfortable without making sure that I feel comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like, I couldn't care less.
Yeah. Yeah.
I literally couldn't care less because my life is now as, and that sounds egoistical for people, but I only got one life, right? So
Yep.
why would I spend the limited amount of time that I have to make other people feel comfortable with
Yeah,
who I am? You know, like if you don't feel
exactly.
comfortable around me, then we're probably not the right people to be spending
Yeah,
time together. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So that's how I see it, and that's why I also only have friends in my friend circle um nowadays that adds value to my life, right? And
yeah,
that's also like another advice, like only surround yourself with people that add something positive to your life. Like I don't surround myself with people that just spread negativity 24/7. It's just
mm,
no interest. There's no value. Like and positivity can be just a mood, or people that bring you laughter or brighten your day by
yeah.
asking how you're doing. It has nothing to do with I don't know.
Hardcore work, like
Yeah,
it's
doesn't
just be
matter.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah, if the
exactly.
vibe, the frequency is good, you feel it.
Exactly. And ever since I don't do that extreme people pleasing anymore, I also just notice how um the people that I do connect with now, like I know instantly. Like
Yeah,
I don't even have to be like, do you think like how people change after you know them for like a month or two, and then like you take time to get to know who they really are. Like I feel like I only meet people nowadays that are the same way as I am. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
That's because you're way more selective.
Yeah.
That's always like how I think of this scenario is you enter a room full of people, how many people actually catch your attention?
Mm.
And this is like how selective I am. And there was this one it's been ages now where Ben and I went to a party, a
Mhm.
birthday party of an acquaintance of him. And I was entering this room and there was like tons of students, full on party going on, right?
Mm.
Everyone was drinking, having fun music. And I was standing there and I was like, there's one person I'm interested in talking to. And this was this one person I just connected. And
Mhm.
every other person there was just small talk, like, yeah, and what are you doing? Like, are you studying? Blah blah. I don't care about this bullshit. I don't care what you're doing. It's
Mm.
like I do not care. And there's just one person out of 30 or 40 that were there I was really like genuinely interested in. And this is how I kind of like go through life, I'd
Mm.
say. Like you get to meet so many people in your life and obviously not everyone will vibe with you. That's just
Yeah.
it's obvious.
Yeah, but I think that's hard for young people, to
Yes.
understand
Yeah.
that it is okay for people not to like you. And
Mhm.
that doesn't
Mhm.
matter that you're a bad person. It just
Yeah.
means that you don't
True.
belong in the same group of people. For what, like,
Mhm.
there's a reason why certain people click with each other and others not.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of genetics. Like, it's the same with why women are attracted to a certain group of guys, because it's all hormonal. That's all
Mhm.
genetical. It's like because you're you're the part that is like really, really primal in your body tells you that that person would be a good mating partner for you.
Yeah.
As fucked
Yeah.
up as it sounds, but it's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
that person has good genetics. That's why you like that person, and
Yeah.
that's why like similar people click with each other.
Mhm.
Um, and as fucked up as it sounds, but that's how it works.
Yeah.
Um, and then I think I only have two more things that I want to add, and then I'm done.
Mhm.
The first thing I want to add is create good habits.
Mhm.
Um, so it doesn't matter if it is like when you get up in the morning to, I don't know, the first half an hour, put your phone away and just wake
Yeah.
up, or don't have coffee in the morning straight. Answer your emails, walk your doggies, whatever it is. As soon as you create good habits, your days can be so much more productive, because
Mhm.
once you lose yourself in chaos, it's really hard to come back to having good habits. I noticed that with
Yeah.
food, for example. Like I was tracking my food for a year, had no issues with fluctuating my weight or anything.
Mhm.
Went to Japan for 3 weeks, had complete mayhem when it came to food. Came back and never worked on like putting those habits back in place. in
Yeah.
eating the right stuff and at the right times. And now, like, months later, I gained 2 kilos, and it's not bad. Like, I know now what to do and know to just get those good habits back. It's gonna be
Mm.
annoying 2-3 weeks to actually get into a rhythm again, but once you
Yeah.
have those habits, it all clicks and works automatically without having to think about it anymore. And it doesn't
Yeah.
matter if it's about habits of keeping your house clean or getting work done, working out, eating right, um, spending time with your friends, no matter what it is. Creating good habits early on in your life, the longer you do something, the easier it's gonna go for you, and the
Yeah.
less work you have to put in, the less things you have to think about. That is also something really important. And then the last thing that I want to put in is to make mistakes when you're young. Like, go for whatever feels right. Take a leap, take the job. Try to create a living out of the passion that you have. Go make that mistake in a relationship where you're not sure or whatever it is, or that you're really in love with. All of the big mistakes in your life, like, everything is either a lesson or a blessing in your life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if you make a big mistake, you're gonna learn something from it potentially, if you
Yeah.
want to. If not, you're gonna make the same mistake over and over again till you gonna be ready to learn that lesson. So yeah, my last one is just to make mistakes.
Yep.
That's
And
it for
that
me.
goes very well with mine, because also, guys, you should heal from things people never apologized for to you. And
Mm.
this is something very hard for me, because I'm a person, I need closure with most of the things, but sometimes in your life you won't get closure because the other person doesn't want to do that. My motto is still, you always meet twice in life. So at some point you probably will get your closure either way. Uh if it's later on in your life, you probably can approach these things differently then,
Mm.
rather than when you want it in that moment where you would actually where you actually wanted it. So my that's one big advice for myself as well, and still I always have to like remind myself of that. Just it's not always your fault, and just forgive people even if they never apologized for anything.
Mm.
And that goes with my one with my last one, which is meditate more, because that helps a
Mm.
lot with this shit, with processing, with everything. Just calming yourself down, find your middle, just give yourself the time. It's basically self-care as well. Give yourself the time to just shut down a little bit in your
Mm.
brain and like reorganize stuff, sort stuff, like what's really important to you. Like give yourself the time to connect with the frequencies and with your environment, to
Mm.
just let go of things that bother you, no
Yeah, with
matter
the
what it is.
meditation, I can just one up that. Like, I don't really know when I started. Like, I think
It's been
also
a
in
couple years,
therapy,
right?
yeah, like 3 years ago or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I almost meditate every morning. Um, if you want to call it meditating, whatever. Like, I do it the typical Buddhist way. I grab my pillow or I just sit outside somewhere. I close my eyes, and
Mm-hmm.
again, meditation is not necessarily about being quiet or quieting your mind, but being in a neutral space and just letting
Yeah.
thoughts come up, acknowledge the thoughts, and letting the thoughts go again.
Yeah.
And that's a really good way of actually working through things as well, and
Yeah.
acknowledging feelings and stuff. And another thing that I wanted to add to your thing, that healing from things that other people never apologized to. Another thing that I can add to this, which I got recommended in therapy as well, which helped me
Mm-hmm.
as well, which I use now still regularly, and we talked about it on an episode already, is
Mm-hmm.
if I want an apology to somebody, or you have a person that you just can't or don't want to resolve issues that you have, what I do now, I write down a letter towards that person where I just put everything on paper
Yeah.
that bothers me, and I put it in an envelope, but I never send it. And
Mm-hmm.
just getting those things out
Yeah.
helps. And another thing that you can do as well, which my therapist said as well, you can also, if that is not enough for you, you can write the answer to your own letter that you wish you would get from that person as well.
Okay.
To kind of close the dialogue within
For
yourself,
Just,
if
yeah,
that makes
yeah.
sense. So those are things that I can also really recommend. I do that a lot. Like I do that when friendships end, with my
Yeah.
mom, with my dad. Those kind of things help me a lot, just to like empty it all out, because most of
Yeah.
the time you have like those thought patterns where you just revolve around the same thing over and over again. But the problem is, if you
Yeah.
just think about it, you never come to the full end of
The
the
circle, yeah.
thought pattern. You just always
Yeah.
start it over and over again without ending the whole thought. And once you put something on paper, you go from start to finish, and then it's over. So that can be really helpful for people as well.
What I do then, next step is burning it.
Yeah,
I just
exactly. Like
burn it
in
to
the
cleanse
end, if
it.
you keep it, I have them somewhere in a drawer, but I think burning would be even like a nicer way of putting an end to the whole to the whole thing. So I think that's actually a really nice thing. See, so we like put everything together again. Yeah, I think honestly that is a really, really good episode where we tackle a lot of different topics. We have many of the topics that we talked together already put into other episodes. So make sure, if there's anything specific, to look through our old episodes. I would be really interested in people that listen to this episode. What was the advice that resonated with you the most? Or which one was something where you were like, oh yeah, that one hit me. That one was I feel like I needed to hear that. I would really like to see what you guys think. Maybe it was something that we could help you with, or maybe something was in the back of your head that you needed to be reminded of, to keep a little bit more of a focus on. And yeah, thank you so much for listening, guys. It was a longer episode this time.
It was a good one. I enjoyed it.
It was a really good one for that we were doing this one spontaneously and didn't really feel it in the beginning.
Don't tell him. We're Julia, after 74 episodes, we're good at this,
honest.
okay?
Listen, Leo, put your mask down, bitch.
No. Only for selected people.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to put it down for you. It's fine. No, guys, but thank you so much for listening. We see you again next week. We love you all. Thank you so much for everything. Boomer hearts. Bye.
Peace.